And we're now joined with Margaret Ann, a concerned Williams Lake citizen who is part of a group that are petitioning for the removal of the Williams Lake mayor. Margaret Ann, thank you so much for joining me today to discuss what your petition is all about. Can you share a little bit about the background and where you guys are today?
Yeah, well, when we heard the statements that Walt Cobb shared on Facebook, and when we um, saw the open letter from Chief Willie Sellers um, calling for his resignation, there was a group of us that just knew that we needed to step up and stand in solidarity. This isn't the first time that Mayor Walt Cobb has made such egregious statements. They're harmful, they're racist, and they really, they hurt First Nations people, obviously, and they hurt the whole process of reconciliation, and they don't reflect what many citizens of Williams Lake are looking for and are wanting to support. They don't reflect the relationship we want to have with Indigenous folks in our area, and so we just not, enough is enough. We have a collective responsibility as Canadians to work for reconciliation. It's not only about mayor and council. It's about all of us citizens walking this road. And so if our elected representatives aren't willing to do that in a good way, then we have to step up and hold them to account and help them either by pressuring them to resign or helping to support them to do good work and to build good relationships and to stop doing
So
harm.
for those who don't know the background of Mayor Walt Cobb and some of the comments he's made, can you enlighten our audience about why you feel it's so important to petition for his removal with the comments that he's been making towards Indigenous groups?
Well, I think because he has made comments at various times for years and been called to account for them by local Indigenous folks, the Crutton Tsilhqot'in. And so, we really have to listen to their voices and to really listen to the harm that those statements that he's making is that harm that it's causing. So when he makes these racist statements, and he's called account, he apologizes like he did the other night at council, and yet there is no change, right? There's no change in his behavior because it keeps happening. And in fact, his apology at council the other night, I think, was really insulting. He apologized, and then he immediately blamed Chief Willie Sellers and Williams Lake First Nation for taking it public and for not having a private conversation with him, which it's really unacceptable.
He's sorry that he got caught.
Yeah, basically. And he claimed, he reiterated that this was his personal Facebook page, and that he didn't write the post. He only shared it, and that it's really important for people to be able to see both sides. But, when we're talking about genocide, there is no both sides here.
So he has stepped down from what I understand, he stepped down from some boards. Have you heard what his plans are for his position as mayor?
As far as I have heard, he is continuing. He has stated that he will continue to be the mayor, and that his plans are to run for mayor again next November. So that's his plan. We will continue to call for his resignation, as have the Indigenous Indigenous communities around.
Why does this continue to happen? You know, you have this group. I know you yourself are advocating for anti-racism and educating people on language. How come this is still going on as we're moving now into 2022? We've seen and had lots of conversation about truth and reconciliation. I mean, I know for myself, I've done lots of interviews, and also other media groups and people are working on just educating people. Why are we still seeing this happening in close to home here close to Williams Lake?
Yeah. I mean, that's a good question. I think racism and anti-indigeneity it permeates our culture. And even though as Canadians we talk about really wanting to, we talk about ourselves as good people, we have really deeply ingrained values that are anti-Indigenous, and they are deeply hurtful. And so I think what happens is that people, they don't put that front and center. And so some people look at the economy as the most important thing. Some people look at other things as the most important thing, and they vote based on that. And so, we have to take responsibility that enough people voted Walt Cobb into office. And so we really, as a society, we all collectively have to work on our own biases and prejudices and those deep underneath things that that end up as continued racism.
And what do you think it will take to have somebody with this mindset in a mayor position? What will it take to have him removed from this position? Do you think?
I don't know. I mean, we have seen that some pressure does work. The Cariboo Regional District said that they were asking for his for him to step down from that committee, and that they would be calling on council to ask him that as well. And he did. He removed himself without being removed by council. I mean, who knows what was behind the scenes there, but I think continued pressure is really important, as well as continued education. We all need to continue the truth part of truth and reconciliation, and the action part. So hopefully that will make a change. And if he doesn't step down, nobody can force him to do that, then hopefully next election there will be a different some other folks running and a different outcome. But in the meantime, in the meantime, we as citizens are committed to keeping up the pressure so that mayor and council follow through with the statements that they said that they would do, like implementing the truth and reconciliation statements, taking anti-racism training. We will hold them to account, and also try and support them, in their learning and in their relationship.
All right. Now, if somebody wants to support the petition and group, how can they do so?
The petition is on change.org, and if they'd like to get in contact with our group, they could email me, I guess. Shall I give my email address, or what's?
Yeah.
Sure. It's Margaret Ann with a hyphen at awakeningsantiracism.com.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, Margaret Ann, on Sun Valley News.
Thanks very much, Dana, for having the conversation and bringing this forward.